This week we're going to be talking about how do we stay healthy on the road. And listen, I'm not exactly the best example of it, but I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible this week. First key, staying hydrated. Made it to the Big D, Dallas, Texas. Let's get this fixed a little bit. Had a nice light breakfast. American Airlines does a very nice job, almost always, having a vegetarian option on their flight meals in business class. My goal every week is to try to exercise 3 to 4 times for about an hour. So I'm gonna try to exercise twice this week, and I'm gonna try to be as natural or as consistent as possible, knowing I'm videotaping this stuff, but I'm sure I'm gonna have a healthier week than normal because I'm holding myself accountable to you guys. All right, lunch. Brown rice bowl from room service. Ended up with a good workout last night. Did about 45 minutes on the elliptical. Good for the knees. Really push things. Could feel it a little bit this morning. Have a little snack, including a couple eggs, good protein, and some oatmeal. That's my food update on my way back to Chicago. But I did say yes to the red wine. I made it back to Chicago. This morning I'm gonna walk up to Starbucks, which is a block away, and get an Americano and an oatmeal, which is my go-to Starbucks breakfast. I was gonna work out this morning. I set the alarm for 6 and it just didn't happen. I will tell you, one of the keys to staying healthy on the road is sleep. I try to get at least 7 to 8 hours. Whoa. Sleep for me is number one. I thought I was gonna have a perfect week since you guys were following me around all week, but you know, just proving that I'm human. I'm with Richard McGinnis. We are in Louisville, Kentucky. Richard is one of our retired international tax partners. So Richard is now one of our consults with us. Richard is good at a lot of things. He has a lot of amazing tax talents. One of the things that you are not so good at is retirement. I just wanted to share. You have 1 million miles on every major US carrier, right? On Delta, United, American. So if you think I'm a road warrior, when did you kind of realize that you needed to start being much more mindful of diet and exercise in your career?
Well, I was fortunate that 2 things happened in a very close time frame. One was I went on a family vacation, and my wife would take pictures of my kids and me, and I looked like a whale. 1999, and the firm was introducing a program for partners that they felt were under a certain amount of stress. I went to a class for 3 days about exercise and diet and stress, and in those days, if you traveled, there was no hotel gym. This guy said, well, that's just an excuse. I can give you an exercise that you can do in your hotel room. You don't need, all you need is a stretchy band. Fall of 1999, I started doing it every day, and I've missed probably a dozen or fewer days in the last 18 years. It's 7 exercises, and when I first started out, it was these 7 exercises, and you said try and do 10 of each thing. The first time I tried to do 10 push-ups, I did, but the second rep I couldn't do. This morning I did 11 repetitions of 50 of each of the 7 exercises. So I did 550 push-ups, 550 sit-ups,
555 or 550.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to give you an extra 5.
No.
But 550 is pretty impressive.
I did not eat a single thing that was given to me on a plane, and I did not take any alcohol. And those two things and exercising every day, I lost 70 pounds.
So talk a little bit about that
I had a
experience
heart
and then
attack.
how exercise kind of influenced that.
I had a heart attack, but the doctor said that about 90% of the people who get exactly what I had die. The only thing that saved me from being one of the 90% is that I exercised every day.
Richard McGinnis, ladies and gentlemen. Richard, thanks for joining the Doug McConey vlog. All right, I made it to Los Angeles, eating a spinach, tomato, onion, and cheese omelet for breakfast with some water, and my coffee's brewing. I've missed my second workout for today. You know, you try your best. My biggest issue is I enjoy working more than I enjoy working out. I'm gonna finish my omelet, I'm gonna jump on a conference call, I'm gonna go to a meeting, and then I can't wait to get home to see Kelly and the pups in St. Louis. Special thanks to Richard McGinnis for agreeing to be on the Doug McConey vlog and sharing his insight. 550 push-ups a day. It made me question why I couldn't get that third workout in. You know what I'm saying? I try to be mindful of what I eat. I try to exercise when I can, and then, you know, when I only exercise 2 instead of the 3 times, you know, I don't sweat myself for it. I don't give up, and I look to next week and say, all right, maybe I can try to squeeze an extra one in. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you see, mash that like button. Stay tuned next week for another exciting edition of the Doug McConey vlog.